Welcome to Tales, Tunes, and Tomfoolery starring Jerry Springer, along with Gene Galvin and me. I'm Megan Hills. We're recorded live in front of a brilliant studio audience at the Folk School Coffee Parlor in Ludlow, Kentucky.
My daddy came home.
And here he is, ladies
every
and
day
gentlemen,
from
Jerry
there.
Springer.
Oh, thank you.
This audience looks brilliant.
They really, truly do
Yes.
look brilliant. Yes.
We ought to have an IQ test in order.
We wouldn't be on air.
Not for us.
No.
Not for us.
Okay, I'm
I was
good.
saying for them, that's fine. We
I don't
wouldn't be
even
on
know
air
what
long.
IQ stands for. No, but so we know how, because when you say, the brilliant audience, we want to be able to be honest. It's a new thing here in America. We're trying honesty.
Yeah, but they are brilliant. They're here. They're
Yes,
spending
they
time
are.
with us. Thank
And
you very much.
nice people, and also people that obviously have nothing better to do.
Clearly. So we'll get you guys hobbies
On a
after
Tuesday
this.
night. Okay.
Well, you make light of stuff, but sometimes this podcast turns deadly serious.
Oh, yeah. Name
And my
one.
job,
Yeah.
because I'm the producer of the podcast, and
He's got the business plan.
I have the business plan. Megan's, saying, but when you're in my role, I'm in management. I'm not corporate, but I'm in management.
You're in low management.
So I got
Middle to low management.
I get the emails, and I got an email from, let me give you the name of this person. It's Jake from Bear Dunes, South Carolina, and he is what I'm going to call
Dunes?
Bear Dunes. He is what I'm going to call a careful listener, Megan,
Oh, yeah?
because he listened carefully to the podcast that's on, the one before this one,
And possibly
the
found
previous
inconsistencies?
podcast, previous week. And he heard you and Jerry bring on again a Dr. Greg Schran, who has a website,
Oh, the lifeguard
Ask
guy.
Lifeguard.
thelifeguard.com.
AskTheLifeguard.com.
And I've had people rip me about, I've been to that site and I don't see it. Well, go to, anybody sitting in the studio audience, you have your
You
phone,
can go
go to
to the site.
AskTheLifeguard.com and you'll see his website. It's a beautiful
For all
website.
of your lifeguarding and classical literature needs.
Well,
You can
because he
actually
has a
get-
PhD in medieval literature
Yep.
from Rice University.
Which is
Could never
important if
get
you want to
work.
be a lifeguard.
Right, could never get work. So he became a professional lifeguard. So, briefly, last week, you brought
That's
this
the
guy
backup?
on because, Megan, you said, well, what are the lifeguards going to do when the solar eclipse happens
That's right.
on
It's my
August
major
21st?
concern. Like, what are the lifeguards going to do?
Because you're going to have people out in the ocean, and especially in South Carolina, it's going to go dead, dark as night when the Earth, the Moon, and the Sun all line up.
It's pretty
And by the
scary.
way, there's a path 70 miles wide that runs from Oregon to South Carolina, and that eclipse in that pathway 70 miles broad will turn dark. I am chasing history and going to Hopkinsville, Kentucky.
Yes.
Jerry
I will
is
be-
chasing history going
And
to
the
I'm going
Casey,
home.
I will be
If it's going to be dark,
sleepy time.
I got to have the covers over if it's dark.
I will be camped at the Casey Jones Distillery. It's a moonshine distillery in Hopkinsville, Kentucky.
Oh, you camped at a place where they serve liquor.
I am
Weird.
going to camp there.
How
And I will be
strange.
there
the
Friday,
blackout.
Saturday, Sunday, and I have my eclipse glasses. Wait a minute, where are you guys? You got to talk louder. I don't know where you You can't see Jack when, did you know that? You look through these?
I put them on in Kroger the other day. Yes.
You can get them in
That's yours at
supermarkets.
Kroger?
Yeah, you can get them at Kroger. Absolutely.
$25.95. What'd you pay?
Like $2.99.
It's like $30.
You
Yeah,
can
now
send
they're like
away
$3
for-
at the
Amazon.com.
This is $30?
No, they're like $3.
They're cheap.
Gene has
Anyway,
I knew if it was
A
30,
guy.
Gene couldn't afford it.
named Jake wrote this email. Dear Springer Podcast, I'm a regular listener to your show and usually agree with all of your takes, especially Jerry's analysis of current events. That's good. But I cannot condone your featuring of that professional lifeguard who is planning an open water commercial excursion on cheap air mattresses to float people out in the ocean to see the solar eclipse, and then doing this paid adventure, here's the key part, against Coast Guard policy. He admitted that the Coast Guard is saying, do not do this.
If it's 70 miles wide, why do you have to be out in the ocean to see it?
because you have an air mattress that can go out there.
Well,
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah, the open
but why
water.
would you bother to do that. Why not just stand on the beach and look up?
Because
or if
you
it's
can.
70 miles wide, just go out on your front lawn
you
and
have
watch
no
it.
He has
sense
no
of
vision,
adventure.
does he,
No,
man?
no sense
vision.
of adventure.
He can't
None.
picture the atmosphere of lying
Being on a blow-up
air
mattress.
and a little, any fish will come along and cause you to go to the
Sure.
bottom. But
Jerry.
that's the problem.
Yep.
Okay, he says, you're irresponsible. He's talking to Megan. He doesn't say Megan and Jerry, but I can envision it in parentheses. I could see it. In my mind's eye, Megan, I see
Yeah.
it. You're irresponsible for giving him free airtime. Now, here's what he's asking you to do. Please denounce him publicly on your podcast, or you'll lose me as a listener.
Wow.
Oh.
Megan Hills, what do you have to say?
Sorry, buddy, you got to go. I love Dr.
That's-
Trans.
Yeah. You do.
That's very courageous, but now we're down to 3 listeners.
Hi, Mom. What's going on, Sid?
Why don't you, let's
Frank.
reconsider.
Yeah. Well, I will be posting. I had another, I call it a deep state meeting today with the crew from the Jerry Springer podcast.
Oh, that must have been a big meeting.
Both of
Web
them are
people,
very involved.
recording, mixing and editing people, our social media person, etc. Big meeting, big high-level meeting, you know, teleconference, Megan, you know.
David's looking at you. Our producer is looking
this
at him like,
meeting-
for
What
real
the hell are
though.
you talking about?
Is this like a conference? How come I'm never invited to
You don't
these
need,
meetings?
you don't know anything about that
It's all
stuff.
the details there.
Yeah,
You don't
it's
need to be
detail.
concerned with it.
Where do you all meet?
On the, up in the
Matt-
web, up in the web.
In the interwebs.
Oh, so
In the
it's all,
interwebs.
you're just on a phone.
Yeah, on a phone. Your phone is not up to specs to be able to participate in a conference call. Take your phone out and show them. Show them your phone.
We're sorry.
And you, this audience, you think this could work on a conference call? I'm going to cuss now, so put your fingers in the ears. It's a cheap-ass flip phone. It's a
Ear muffet,
cheap-ass flip
kids.
phone.
Ear muffet.
Yeah.
Anywho, beginning on, I guess it would be the 18th of August, Friday, I will be camped out at the Casey Jones Distillery, and I'll be camped there Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I will be watching with, and by the way, true story, Hopkinsville, and it's in this map that came with these glasses that I bought, Hopkinsville is, and that's why
Is
Megan...
that like a 1-800 number?
Yeah.
3 o'clock in the morning?
COD not
Yeah.
accepted.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's... I see.
So you're going to be in
corn on that one.
Hopkinsville, which we shouldn't, which is a very nice
It's like
community.
3.5,
by the way,
4 hours from here. Yeah.
4 hours
It's not
from
bad.
now,
Legit.
seriously, the
Yep.
scientists say if you draw a straight line from the Earth, the Sun, and the Moon straight down,
Who's
the
going to be
dead
able to
center-
draw at that line?
Astronomers can do
Scientists
that.
say.
Scientists.
Come on, Jer. Big picture.
Big picture, Jerry.
You're going to need a lot of ink.
Yeah.
I
No,
mean, just...
no, you're being literal.
By the
You're
way,
being
I
literal.
quit. I'm done. I can't do
No, I
this
can't do this
anymore.
anymore.
I mean, boy.
I feel like I'm going to puke.
And that's a
Came
lot.
out here feeling pretty good. Hey, line straight down.
Straight line.
Hopkinsville, Kentucky, Megan.
Yeah.
Got it, G.
I'll be there.
Can't wait. Can't wait.
Hey, here's the deal. I'm going to be posting. They got this machine
No
at
kidding.
Jerry Springer Podcast that it'll go, my feeds will go to this machine, and then it's going to go out to YouTube, jerryspringer.com, Facebook Live
Oh, so you're going
So,
to report from the scene.
from the scene.
This will be
From the
wonderful.
scene. Mainly what I'm going to report on is all the craziness going on down there.
Sure.
Because it's just going to be just a stupid
Pagan
party.
rituals,
Yeah,
all that kind of
exactly.
stuff.
I mean, well, nobody cares
For
about
2 minutes.
well, 2 minutes and 41 seconds.
Get
Oh,
it
I'm
together.
sorry. I
Springer.
didn't mean to shortchange
I'm in
you.
what's called the totality path.
Yeah.
Totality, that means
Yes.
the full. And when the totality happens,
Yeah.
Megan, take your glasses off, look right at it. Sun is blocked.
Yeah.
So then what's the point of having the glasses if it's dark?
You can
Do you
watch
know,
it all happen.
I was listening to NPR just the other day, and they said, like, the last
Yeah,
eclipse
you
we had, they said the last eclipse, like 40 people lost
Their vision.
their vision.
Actually, that's true.
It's
you
true,
shouldn't
so
do
you
that.
need to wear your eye
Yeah.
protection.
Yeah.
It's very true.
I rarely look up.
We know, Jer.
Because,
He doesn't
because-
have to. He has people that do that for him.
But also, when people drop money, it's never up. It's always down. So when I'm looking for it,
Wonder if
you
any-
can pick up a lot of change on the way to work.
Believe it. Learn to save from a millionaire, ladies and gentlemen. Learn to save from a millionaire.
You know, it's funny, and I'm going to ask parents again if you'll stick your fingers into the children's ears.
Ear muffet.
Jerry, when you think about immigration, speaking of immigration, you wonder if the people that were our political opponents are really a bunch of pricks.
Huh.
Yeah, they are. Seriously, on this issue, when it comes to immigration, my view on that is that these are, you promote that, and the administration knows what it's doing, but its latest stand on immigration, which, by the way, we're not talking about, quote, illegal immigrants. We're talking about a proposal to cut in half the amount of immigrants we let into this country. I mean, why not just go up to the Statue of Liberty and chop her in half? What kind of a joke is this on America? And I start out by saying, right now, America is under attack, and we're really fighting this war on three fronts. And I'm not counting North Korea, hopefully that isn't going to happen, but right now there are three fronts that we're fighting this war. One, obviously, ever since 9/11, the terrorists, we have to keep our guard up all the time because there's always going to be someone who's disgruntled, someone who's crazy, and is going to want to do us harm. So that is something that's going to be around forever. There are always going to be people that want to do something like that. So that's a constant, let's be alert kind of thing, fighting the terrorists. On the second front is Russia. And Russia has launched their cyber attack against us, trying to destabilize democracy, destabilize our elections, show the rest of the world that, the democracy doesn't work, that it's a fraud, etc. That's the Russian front, which we're now fighting, and hopefully Mueller will help us on that one. But the final front we're fighting, which may be the most sinister of all, is the attack on America is coming from the White House itself. There is an attack on the idea America. I've mentioned in the past that it starts with Bannon, who is, Trump's brain. And basically Bannon has a worldview. He's a brilliant guy, so it's not me making fun of Bannon like he's some stupid guy. No, he knows exactly what he's doing. He's a very bright guy, but his worldview, which he was, in a sense, raised on through his education, with a very strong conservative Catholic. He went to Benedictine, and a very strong Catholic point of view that started out, and then he goes into the military. And this view is that the world was saved in the year 500 years ago, I'm sorry, when Spain defeated the Moors with Queen Isabella and Ferdinand, that's when Christianity stopped Islam from taking over the world. That was a great moment. And then all of a sudden now Islam, in his view, is trying to come back. And the first evidence that he mentions is the hostage taken from Iran in 1979. And then, of course, 9/11. So he sees that we are ultimately going to have the apocalypse, the clash of civilizations. He believes it's Christianity versus Islam. And he believes that America, it will only be prepared to fight Islam if we become ethnically pure, if America stops being a multicultural society. Because as long as America is multicultural, it won't have the passion to want to fight Islam, to fight another religion, because we're multicultural. We respect other religions, other cultures, other nationalities. So he wants America to be all white and Christian. He has said that. He gives speeches about that, written articles about that. So that's the one thing. So you can say, well, he's just a philosopher, an extremist in terms of philosophy. But no, he now has power. And our government, our White House, is following through on all those steps to destroy the idea of America being a multicultural society. He has come out in favor of destroying the administrative state. That's his goal, to make us ethnically pure, white and Christian. And how does he do that? Well, take a look. First, all the cabinet appointments, virtually all the cabinet appointments, are picked to destroy their own cabinet. So Tillerson is they're doing away with the State Department. And you have the EPA chief trying to do away with all the environmental regulations. And you have the the head of education trying to do away with all the support for public education. They are trying to destroy all the protections, including the Justice Department, that provide for a multicultural society. And so, first you build a wall to stop it from being multicultural. You deport the Mexicans. You ban Muslims. You disenfranchise African Americans with voter suppression. You get your Attorney General Sessions to first go after sanctuary cities, because we don't want a multicultural society or cities that are protecting people of from different countries, different cultures, different religions. And finally now, and then he goes after affirmative action, because that helps minorities. So he's going after that. They're actually doing what his philosophy says. And the last thing, which is the last straw, is now he's going after immigration. Not illegal immigration, legal immigration. The thing which has made America what it is. The bill that they are supporting, which I think, God willing, will not pass, but the bill that they are supporting would cut immigration in America by half within the next 10 years. And those that they let in, there'll be some kind of a test that we want only people of higher skills. We want people who already have command of English. That misses the whole point. When the Statue of Liberty says, Irma Lazarus's poem, give me your hungry, you're tired, you're poor, you know, those seeking to be free. When that's the purpose of the American dream, that you can come to America even if you don't yet speak English or don't yet have great skills or don't yet have wealth. This is a country where you can come with and start from nothing, and in the next generation or 2 or 3 generations, your kids or your grandkids are going to have this great life. That's the whole idea of America. That's why we send our sons and daughters to fight and die for this country. If you don't believe in that, you don't believe in America. What's the point? What's the patriotism about if you don't understand the very basis of America? We are all, except for Native Americans, we are all immigrants. And every one of us at some level, at some generation, started out with close to nothing. My parents didn't speak English very well. My dad was a vendor. And look at the privileged life I have today. It's because the American dream works, for God's sakes. What's wrong with us? Why do we tolerate this? Well, I like Trump, man. He really tells it like it is. Oh, screw you. It's not telling it like it is. It's telling it like America is not supposed to be. We're better than that. The American people are better than that. Our kids fought and died for this country. Don't give it up. Worst thing Trump ever did. Worst thing he did. I don't care if he lies about everything. Don't you dare touch what America is about.
That very well may be my favorite that you've ever done, Jerry. That was excellent.
Top 10.
Top 10. Top 5 easily.
Yeah.
No, that was excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So after that very impassioned moment, we're going to talk to Darren Zancan. Hi, Darren.
Hi, how are you?
Doing good.
How do I follow that up?
It's pretty good, isn't
That's
it?
hard.
I know.
I could just go home now.
It's really nice to be here, guys.
Can't have the closing act and then bring me on.
And there's Darren.
Right? And then this guy.
All right, Darren, so tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? What brings you to Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky?
I'm from Northwest Indiana, so
Okay.
you'd probably know that area, Chicago area.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I'll tell you an interesting story later. I sat next to you for breakfast years ago.
Didn't you call him or something?
Yeah.
We'll talk about it.
Okay, we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
You won't remember any of this, but I do.
Okay.
I'm not stalking you.
What did I have? Bagel, cream cheese, and lox?
You were eating at the original Pancake House in Chicago.
You're right.
Do you eat at the
And
Pancake House?
I don't remember what it was, but my sister and I went there for breakfast. My sister lived downtown. We sat down, and if you know that spot, it's cramped.
Oh, yeah,
So you
yeah.
basically were sitting with us. And I kept like Hollywood eyeing you,
Yes.
going, I was like 11, and my sister goes, stop, because I was being weird. And then you looked up, and you're like, hi. And I was like, hi. And I was like,
You were high?
yeah. And I was like, you're Jerry Springer, and you're like, that I am. Yeah. And you were working on notes. I think you were doing some news segment. You were hired maybe Chicago, like Channel 5 or 7. Does that sound familiar?
Yeah, yes.
And it was like your first night. And you were scribbling on a yellow notepad, just like now, notes. And I was like trying to read what you were writing.
You were, frankly, in my space.
I was in your space.
Clearly
And now you're scribbling on yellow notepad, and I'm in your space again.
encroachment.
So
Well,
I was like 20 years ago.
yeah.
That's
It's
really
nice,
cool.
Nice to have you with us.
Thank you.
So where are you playing most of the time now, Darren?
A little bit everywhere. So I'm now in Lexington, Kentucky.
Love Lexington.
We record in Nashville
Okay.
at Blackbird Studio, which is owned by Martina McBride.
Yeah.
So we recorded our first 2 singles there last year. We're going to go back. But we've played everywhere from Texas to Ohio to Tennessee, Kentucky. I'm going back home to Indiana to play. I grew up in a small town, Lowell, Indiana.
Yeah.
It's cornfields, and it's not cornfields anymore. But so the first time I've played there since 2000.
That's cool.
So 17 years, I get to go home,
Going home.
and play in front of my town. So that's really neat. So I'm everywhere.
Very
Next week, I'm
cool.
playing at Seacrest Studios, the Children's Hospital in Cincinnati. I've done that
Yeah.
2 or 3 times. I love doing that. My dad passed away from cancer, so
Yeah.
I like to do a lot of hospital charities, a lot of that kind of
Sure.
stuff too. So anytime I can give back and do stuff. So I love going there to play.
Very
so this will be
cool.
my 3rd or 4th time.
Very,
for
very
you.
cool. And then tonight you're going to sing for us. I think their first song is On My Way. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah, this is not recorded yet, so fans have heard this, but this is new to all of you. So
And then we'll talk about where we can find your music and your website afterwards. But let's hear this song,
All right,
On
here we
My
go.
Way.
got some questions, haven't answered yet, like a gambler with a losing bet. But I'm on my way. I can see it, and it's crystal clear, like a picture in a rearview mirror. But I'm on my way. Holding on, nothing in the shadow, like I don't belong. Searching for the reason, I just can't feel it, barely letting on. But I can see, but I'm on my way. When you feel like you're the only one in the ocean, drifting all alone, just like you don't belong. Holding on to nothing in the shadow, like I don't belong. Searching for the reason, I just can't feel it, barely letting on. But I can't see, but I'm on my way. Like I don't belong. don't belong. Like it don't belong. Going on nothing in the shadow, like I don't belong. Searching for the reason I just can't feel it, barely letting on, but I can't see, but I'm on my way. Like it don't belong. Like it don't belong. Like it don't belong. I'm on my way.
Whoa!
Thank you.
That was beautiful. Thank you.
Yes.
All right, so you can check out Darren's music at darrinzancanband.com. Is that correct?
Yeah, Facebook's more like, people don't go to websites as much anymore, so go to my Facebook.
Sure.
Facebook.com/Darren Zancan Band.
And that's Z-A-N-K?
C-A-N-C-N. If anyone can, Zancan.
Zancan. There we go.
Whoa.
Yep.
2020 hashtag vote for me. All right.
Well,
I already have my slogan, so if anyone can, Zancan.
Yeah.
And I'm 35, so I have like all the criteria.
You're born
Yeah.
here. You're legit.
Yep,
there we
there you
go.
So if I have half your votes, I'm at 1%. So
Yeah, he's got 6 people.
6 people, right? All right.
Okay, he's only 2 ahead of me.
All right.
All right, Darren, do you mind taking us out tonight?
Sure.
All
All
right.
right.
We're going to do a little Down by the Riverside with Darren Zancan.
I'm gonna lay down my heavy load down by the riverside, down by the riverside. I'm gonna lay down my heavy load down by the riverside. I'm gonna study war no more. I ain't gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more. I ain't gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more.
Gonna lay down my sword and shield down by the riverside, down by the riverside, down by the riverside. I'm gonna lay down my sword and shield down by the riverside, down by the riverside. I ain't gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more. I ain't gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more. Woo! Woo! Y'all come back now, you Quick, go to the car.